The 19th arrondissement is one of the most multicultural arrondissements of Paris, and to find out more, we're joined by Guillaume Leroux. Thank you so much for being with us, Guillaume.
Thanks for inviting me.
Now, you might remember Guillaume. He gave us a tour of the upscale 16th arrondissement, and you also give tours of the 19th. Give us an idea about the history of the 19th.
So the village of Belleville was integrated in Paris in 1860, and the population of the village was considered too rebellious, so Belleville was split in two, east in the 19th, west in the 20th. Basically, the 19th district is based on the old territories of the village of Belleville and La Villette.
And here we are at Place des Fêtes, Festival Square. Why Festival Square? What happened here?
The square was created in 1836 and it hosted the fairs and festivities of the village of Belleville until 1887. In 1887, there was a petition of the inhabitants against the roaring of the wild beasts during the festivities.
Wild beasts, lions, bears, tigers?
Yeah, all kind of that, yeah.
Sounds like crazy parties happened here at the Place des Fêtes. Now, the Place was redone in the 1970s to make way for a growing population in the 19th, and the 19th has about 180,000 inhabitants these days. Can you give us a sense of who lives here?
First of all, the population of the 19 is growing faster than other districts. More and more people come to live here. There is also an important part of social housing, about 35%, when it's 20% in the rest of Paris.
So there's lots of different neighborhoods within the 19th, and you're going to take us to a particularly charming one right now.
Yeah, definitely, and it's called La Moussaïa.
All right, let's go. So we're still in the 19th, but there is a completely different vibe here in La Moussaïa. Tell us a bit more about it.
Here there used to be some of the biggest gypsum quarries of Paris. In 1860, the mining ceased because the quarry was exhausted. And in 1890, there was a project of building houses for workers. These houses were quite small because the land is unstable. So usually they don't have more than 2 floors.
And so that's why you get all these cute little houses in La Moussaïa. It's hard to imagine that Place des Fêtes with those high-rises where we just were is just up the hill from here. Who lives in La Moussaïa?
It's actually quite diverse because you might have some retirees who bought here in the 1980s, 1990s with all their savings, and also some richer people who bought recently at a much higher price. So it's still quite diverse.
Earlier, though, you were telling us there's a lot of young people who live in the 19th, more than the average across the rest of Paris. Is this part of Paris becoming more gentrified, like other parts of the capital?
It's true that all Paris is getting more gentrified, but actually the 19 is more slower than others because it's actually quite remote in some parts. You might have just one metro line. And also due to the high percentage of social housing, it keeps the speculation on real estate kind of slower.
So this is still kind of a hidden gem that people can still discover.
Yes, sure.
Well, thank you so much, Guillaume. Thank you for being our tour guide of the 19th arrondissement. If you want to book a tour with Guillaume, be sure to check out Le Vrai Paris.
Exactly, levraiparis.com. Thanks for inviting me.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, with pleasure.